All right, let's jump into something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it is very, very real. We're talking about a new technology that could turn the phone in your pocket into a professional-grade metal detector. Seriously?
So, just think about this for a second. What if your phone had a hidden superpower? A secret sense that's been there all along, just waiting for the right software to wake it up.
Well, guess what? The key piece of hardware for this superpower, it's already in your phone. Right now. It's in pretty much every single smartphone out there, and it's called a magnetometer. It's that little sensor that makes your compass app work. Well, it turns out it's about to become a whole lot more powerful. Okay, so this is where the MetaLLM detector comes in. Now, this isn't some new gadget you have to buy or an accessory you clip on. It's a software-only solution that unlocks that hidden sense your phone already has. And the promise here is just so simple and powerful. The idea is to turn any smartphone into a seriously good, professional-grade metal detector. No extra coils, no wands, absolutely zero bulky hardware needed. So what makes this such a breakthrough? Well, it's all about using brand new software to solve a very old hardware problem. Let's really look at the old way versus the new way. And wow, the difference is just night and day, isn't it? On one side, you've got that clunky, dedicated security wand. It works, but it's not exactly convenient. And on the other side, a slick app on the device you already carry everywhere. This is a huge shift in how we think about this kind of tech. You see, the main problem has always been about access. Traditional detectors are expensive, they're bulky, and they're just not something most people can get their hands on. The MetaLLM solution completely flips that on its head. It uses the hardware you already paid for, making this incredible tool available to literally billions of people, like overnight with zero extra cost for hardware. Okay, you're probably wondering, how on earth does this actually work, right? So let's get into the brains of the operation. The AI that turns these invisible magnetic readings into a positive ID on a piece of metal. So at the heart of it all is a really clever AI model, specifically a bidirectional LSTM neural network. Now, that's a mouthful, but what it really means is that it's an AI that's been trained to recognize the unique ways that different metals mess with the Earth's magnetic field. It's like every metal has its own unique magnetic fingerprint. The AI looks at 64 different characteristics of that fingerprint, and thanks to today's powerful phones, it can do all of that analysis right there, in real time, in the palm of your hand. And this whole complex process really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, your phone senses that magnetic distortion. Second, the AI instantly analyzes the data. And third, the app identifies what kind of metal it is. All of that happens in the blink of an eye. That all sounds amazing, but the real question is, does it actually work? I mean, how accurate can a phone really be? Well, let's take a look at the performance numbers, because honestly, they're pretty staggering. First up, we're talking about a world record classification accuracy of 96.89%. Now, that's not just good for a phone app. That is professional-grade, top-tier performance. And maybe even more important than that is this number, 0. 0 false positives. That means the system is incredibly reliable. When this app tells you it's found something, it is not just guessing. It knows. So when you have that kind of performance, this stops being a novelty and starts being a revolution in practice. Let's talk about some of the real-world places this could be used. First up, smart recycling. Just imagine it, recycling plants with conveyor belts lined with old smartphones. They could automatically identify and sort different metals in the waste stream, which would make recycling way more efficient and a lot more profitable. And then, of course, there's security. This one is huge. For airports, concerts, any secure building, this is a total game changer. It's a super cost-effective, instantly deployable alternative to those traditional security wands. You could outfit an entire security team overnight without having to buy a single piece of new dedicated hardware. This technology also just democratizes discovery. For an archaeologist in the field, it's an instant artifact identifier. And get this, it works offline, even in the most remote locations. Or think about the classroom. It turns every phone into this incredible hands-on STEM tool. It just lowers the barrier to entry for everyone, from students to hobbyist treasure hunters. But just identifying a metal, well, that's really only the beginning. The future of this technology is going to get way more precise and even more powerful. The real quantum leap is moving from just identifying something to giving a detailed quantitative analysis. As one of the developers put it, the goal is to go from simply saying this is steel to being able to say this is 74% iron, 18% chromium, and 8% nickel. I mean, that's a whole new dimension of information.
And look, this isn't some far-off pipe dream. There is a very real roadmap here. The plan is to finish the app by the end of 2025, then spend 2026 expanding the training data and even integrating other phone sensors, like the camera, for an even deeper analysis. And then a public launch is slated for early 2026. This thing is moving fast. Which leaves us with one final, really fascinating question to ponder. By putting a professional-grade scientific instrument into billions of pockets all over the world, how might we fundamentally change our relationship with the materials and even the history hidden just beneath the surface, all around us every single day?